Welcome to the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. I'm Lauren Hill, and I'm joined here with Ken Oda and Edward Neiman, and we are getting you ready for Game 3 of our 2-week series against the Minnesota Mallards. So we hosted the Minnesota Mallards last weekend here in the Mesa, resulting in a weekend sweep and a very, very successful Shields teddy bear toss. We are back in Forest Lake for the second time this year. How is Forest Lake treating you again, Edward?
It's good. Everything so far, so good. Obviously, the Toros found some success inside this building. Last time they were here, an overtime winner on Friday night, and then a dominant Saturday night performance. So the Toros looking to do much of the same. I was thinking about it coming over here. Thinking back of the places I've traveled first half of the season. I think Minnesota, just in general, is a fun place to travel. Typically, you get some Toro fans in attendance, as some of the Toro players are local to the area, so that's always fun. So I'm excited for another weekend and hopefully another successful weekend here for the Toros.
Well, talking about last weekend, let's take a look at last Saturday's 4-1 win over the Minnesota Mallards.
Yeah, Lauren, you mentioned it, a successful teddy bear toss night, a successful result for the Toros as well, with a little bit of history in there. The Toros were working from behind, though, as the Mallards struck first. It was Mitch Vanderway putting them on the board for their first lead of the series and their first lead all time against the Toros, but the Toros did respond. It was Billy Batten. He netted the teddy bear toss goal just 5 minutes later after the Mallards go to put the Toros within even at the Mallards at one apiece. And Ken, the Toro fans set some records following that goal as well.
Yeah, 1,932 Bears hit the ice, a franchise record, up almost 20% from last year, which was the previous franchise record. So the teddy bear toss continues to grow. We've hit now over 10,000 Bears total in the history of the event. So a lot of smiles brought to young Toro fans or just young kids in general, thanks to the Toro fans.
And that was a shift in momentum in the game as well, because then 21 seconds later was Billy Batten notching another goal, his second of the night, Toros' second of the night as well. Toros going to the intermission with a 2-1 lead over the Mallards. And then the second period, it was more of the same. Billy Batten securing a hat trick just over a minute into the period, marking the fastest hat trick in Toros franchise history as the Toros extend the lead to 3-1. All the momentum in the Toros' favor as well. Just before the end of the second period, Adam Mahler netted a goal as he rewrote some Toros history, becoming the Toro all-time defenseman goal leader with 22. Toros were up 4-1 at that point and never surrendered the lead. No scoring in the third period. Toros win 4-1. Lucas Fedin picks up the win in net, saving 37 of 38 shots faced. All around, a really good effort from the Toros. The win streak extended to 4, their second straight series sweep. And the Toros continue to find a lot of offensive success against this Mallards team. Now 23 goals scored on them through 4 games played.
All right, well, now let's turn our attention back to tonight's game with a look at the updated Noodles numbers brought to you by Noodles and Company of Minot. So with that last weekend sweep against the Mallards, the Minotauros stand at 17-6-1 as we are still third in the Central Division, and the Minnesota Mallards stay at 8-16-2 as they remain seventh in the division.
Yeah, looking at the head-to-head, Toros have won all 4. Goals per game significantly favors the Toros. Same for goals against per game. Toros giving up almost 3 fewer goals per game. Power play, Toros still top in the league. Penalty kill, Toros top 5 as well. Special teams numbers, penalty kill struggles for Minnesota. Their power play, though, is top half of the league. Of course, penalty minutes, again, certainly favors the Toros.
Yeah, Ken, I think when you look at these numbers, definitely you can see Minnesota, they do put the puck in the back of the net at times, but I think the discrepancy definitely comes the goals against game. Obviously, the Mallards giving up far more goals per game than the Toros, and then that coupled with